everybody, and welcome to Energetic Principles Monthly Horoscopes for September 2017. My name is Melissa LaFara, and I am an astrologer and tarot reader from San Diego, California. And in this video, we're going to discuss what is in store and what key dates to look for during this September period. So let's get started.
And may the stars be with you.
All right, Libra and Libra Rising. What does September have in store for you? Well, the sun is now cruising through the sign of Virgo, and it's been there since August 22nd. So we've been in Virgo land for a good week or so. And for you Libras, that's really shining the spotlight of awareness into issues having to do with your the dark place of your life, you know, that unconscious zone that we all have within us, and what Christopher Witecki refers to as weeding the soul garden. So just know that this Virgo season for you, you know, it's a yearly cycle to where, you know, this is a time where you should probably take a little more downtime for self-care, and get, you know, go within to kind of see these, you know, see your fears for what they are, and of these things that hold us back in life, and these unconscious patterns that we have that really don't serve us. And this is a perfect time to discern those things and really get in contact with those certain emotional, you know, those nebulous emotions or those confusing emotions that tend to hold us back. So this is a perfect time to get practical around your own fears, you know, dispel those, see them for what they are, and let them go. And it's really these several weeks are about learning to trust your own process and to develop more faith in life around what it is that you're trying to go for. This is also a time to be more aware of your own self-criticism and how those patterns might essentially defeat your own self and have self-destruction you know, based on your own criticism of yourself. So I would say the best thing for this month is to really, you know, take some downtime, get in touch with those areas, and find enlightenment and spiritual connection through working with others and service to others. And really, you know, these are the weeks that build you up right before you have that burst into your own season where you become very strong again. So just know that there is a lot of positivity that comes out of this time in the long run. So let's talk about some key dates to look out for. And so we're going to start with September 5th, when we have Mercury, who has been retrograde for a handful of weeks, stationing direct on the eclipse point at 28 degrees Leo. And so our minds are clearer. You know, we've done a lot of work on our thought processes and how we're reviewing things in our lives. And we're back on track now. So for you, Libra, you've been doing a lot of thinking around what it is that you want out of life and what you see for yourself in the future and your future plans and goals. And so your mind has been focused there, and I would dare to say you have more clarity now around what it is you want to focus on and what plans you want to put in place. So I think a lot of it is reaffirming your own life's direction and making sure that it is rooted in a place of joy. And if you have done that work and you have come to those conclusions, now's the time to where your mind will be on board and you'll be able to do the work necessary to get you started in that right direction. So just know that you might you've done work in a way to make you more confident around other, you know, expressing yourself with other people and within the networks that you keep and your groups of friends and the people that have like goals to yourself. So you're going to find more confidence there, and it would be an excellent time to reach out to others to help support what it is that you're essentially going for, because the combination of your life plan versus someone else's resources can be very helpful at this time. So the next thing we're going to talk about is actually the next day, September 6th, when we have that full moon at 13 degrees Pisces. And so we're going to have, with any full moon, it's basically a polarity that is apexed, and it causes the tension that is needed to release something. So for this full moon in particular, it is really pointing at certain breakthrough for everybody. And for you, that is going to be around the area of what your reality looks like in your day-to-day life versus having faith that you can get what it is that you want. And so the full moon might be challenging you to look at your own reality and whether or not what it is you do every day really supports what it is that you're going after. Because if those two things are at odds, then chances are something is going to have to be sacrificed in the area of your day-to-day reality, or how you are treating your health, or where you're working, and just all those considerations are on the table, basically. And chances are you might have to release something there in order for you to have more faith around your life and what it is that you're striving for. So just know, especially for you, Libra, this might be a time of downtime. This might be an excellent moon to really go in and meditate and spend time with numero uno, and get in touch with what it is that you spiritually want. So the next date we're going to talk about is September 13th, when we have the Sun in Virgo squaring Saturn in Sagittarius. And, the Sun squares Saturn a couple times a year, and it's basically a few days of obstacles in our lives and temporary frustrations coming up that challenge us and might make us feel like the weight of the world is on our shoulders. And it's not just you, Libra, it's everybody. So just know this is a time where tough decisions may need to be made, and you're going to have to stay focused and stay patient with what it is that you're working at, and keep err on the side of realism and being realistic versus being pessimistic. And so for you, that's around, areas of, we're coming back to that whole faith area and dispelling certain fears in your life, and especially those that are communicated to you. So chances are some information might come out of the woodwork that really challenges what you're keeping the faith for, and what old patterns and destructive self-defeating behavior is going to be challenged either by your own mind, or perhaps a communication comes to you that is confusing and brings up buried issues that you thought you had gotten past. So just know if this comes up, don't be defensive out of fear, especially to other people, and watch out for verbal overkill in the matter. But just know this is really an obstacle to get you in touch with making sure you have gotten rid of these old self-defeating habits and these fears that might be still lingering. And a lot of times these patterns are things that we have to deal with our whole life. So it's not like, poof, they would just magically disappear. But this is a time when you become more aware of them. So that all being said, these are the types of aspects that might cause you to retreat again as well. If there's too much action in your life, take some downtime and be patient with yourself and get what it is that you need in this moment to make you feel better. So the next thing that we have up in store is the new moon at 27 degrees Virgo, which is going to happen on September 19th or 20th, depending on where you are in the world. And so it's just interesting that we spent all this time in Virgo, and you haven't had our new moon yet. We haven't had our boost of, new vitality and just that new seed that plants in that energy. So we're going to have it in late Virgo, which means we got to do all this work before we get to that renewal of what it is that we're working on. And so just know that, around September 19th and 20th, you're going to be planting seeds and initiating projects around your own what it is that you're really keeping the faith for. Like, this is a time of spiritual renewal for you, and letting go of certain worries in your life and being like, yeah, you know what, okay, I got this. I can't be afraid of this. I can't stay in this dark corner, in a sense, and it's time to really get out there, because we're almost to Libra land, and that is your spot. So it's kind of perfect that it shows up a few days before you actually get to your own power. So just know there's kind of going to be new awareness around your own compulsive behavior, and being able to trust the process of life. So you're going to be shifting into a greater faith, which is really going to make you that much stronger when we go into Libra season, which is going to be September 22nd. So a few days later, we move into that autumn equinox, and fall is here, and it's the time of the Libra. So then you're going to be switching into where you can take action in your life and get that renewed sense of life force back flowing through your blood. So you're going to get that dose of like, okay, I got this. I've got faith around what it is I'm doing and where I want to take action. And then you can clearly and decisively act nearly right after that. So just know, as we move into Libra season at the end of this month, you're going to be working on taking control and balancing your own life. And this is just our early shout out to any of you early degree Libras out there. And this might be your birthday period at the end of September. So happy birthday to all you Libras out there in the early degrees. So Libra, this might be a little bit of a tough month for you, but it's a very rewarding one at the end, because it's going to give you what you need spiritually to make the changes in your life that you have been wanting to make, and to go forward with much more power during your own season. All right, Libra, so what does the tarot have in store for you for this September? Well, we have the Hanged Man as our focus, and the Seven of Pentacles as the grounding. And, I think these cards really tie into just the issues we've been talking about, and keeping that faith and looking at things a little differently, and going kind of behind the scenes of your own life. And so having the Hanged Man as the focus means that this isn't a time to make big moves in your life. This is a time to kind of turn your world upside down and look at something from a different perspective. You're really gaining, new ways of looking at things, and looking at things differently, in order for you to then go on and step into your own power in your own Libra cycle. So this is a month of really just tapping into the way you look at things, and holding yourself up for a second, just to really evaluate what's going on. And if you have painful situations in your life that are really becoming self-defeating and are not doing you any good, this is the time to really kind of let go of those things, or bring in some unorthodox solutions of how you can fix that in your life. But most importantly, patience is necessary right now for you. And that is also reflected in the Seven of Pentacles, because you are essentially gaining this patience and this new perspective around what it is that you have been building and working on for a long time. And you are learning, the beauty of patience, the virtue of patience. And you are also looking at where you might have a lot of self-doubt around what it is that you're working on, and how you may have a bit of a fear of failure or a fear of success. It's very possible to have both of those things. So just know that this is a time, it's a period of contemplation for you, and it's not a time to make any drastic changes. And in fact, it's really time to stay the course, but maybe stay that course and pull back for a little bit and get some new perspective around what it is that you've built, and where it is you're going, and knowing that you've come this far. So don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. That's Mercury retrograde for you. And just work through that self-doubt that you might be having now, Libra. All right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. If you want to connect with me to find out more or to get a reading, you can find me at energeticprinciples.com. You can also find me on Instagram and Facebook at Energetic Principles. I also have a podcast with Shauna McGrath of Neo-Feminine Astrology, which is called The Feminine Principle, Astrology for Authentic Living. And that is a podcast that comes out weekly where we discuss what is going on in the stars, along with tarot cards and inspirational quotes. So feel free to stop by. You can find that on Podbean, iTunes, or YouTube. So, I'd love to connect with you and hear what you're thinking during this September season. So please comment below with what is going on with you. And if you want to stay in the know, please subscribe to my channel. So I'm wishing everybody a fabulous September and the month ahead. And as always, may the stars be with you.